How long have you been doing this now?
About 6 years.
And how did you get started?
I was actually a baby when I started, so I guess I've been in the business for 26 years by now. I should get out. No, well, I was a baby model, so, and then I stopped when I was about 12, and I studied till I was 19 and then started again. The way a supermodel's life has been, treated in the press, I believe that it becomes a dream for a lot of people to, especially young girls, to dream themselves into this kind of life. It's just a shame that it's not really like that. I mean, it's a great job, and I'm very happy and proud of that I'm able to have done it, and I will never question that, but it's just not the way it is. The way I see it is that I show clothes in magazines and on the runway, and that's as deep as that goes. I mean, and I don't see a reason for all this interest. I mean, if you look at it that way, why would there be so much interest about my person just because I show some clothes?
I think Helena is remarkable for the fact that it's a woman. You never looked at Helena Christensen and said, oh, she's a pretty girl. You say, oh, what a great-looking woman.
We're with Helena Christensen backstage, Donna Franco-Ferre. Tell us what it is that you like to do in your spare time, aside from modeling. What do you like to do?
I really like to travel, but when you're modeling, you travel and you work, and you never get to see the places you are at, and it's like so insane because we go to some of the most incredible places, and then you get to spend an hour in each great location, and then you're off again. So I like going back to the places that I felt something special at, and I take photos, so basically I combine those two. I like going to Denmark, where I'm from, or to Monaco, where I live, and just hang out on the beach, collect shells, and just do things that are very sort of calm.
What would your environment be like if you... What do you like?
Well, I'd love to I love being around water, because I grew up in Denmark and everything is very watery there. There's tons of islands and there's always a sea breeze, and everything is either very green or very yellow or very white. It's like changes of seasons are very... you feel like from one day to another that you go into another season, and I love that whole nature feeling there. I love the smell there. It always smells fresh, and I love water. I mean, I would love to live in water if I could.
So she'd be a mermaid.
Yeah.
I never dreamed that I'd love somebody like you.
And I love the world.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, about 5, 6 languages, but because I'm very fortunate. I mean, my mother taught me Spanish since I was little, and in Danish school you learn French, English, German, Swedish.
I think Helena can put on a trench coat and a pair of pants and still look like a remarkably sexy woman. And it's not even her age at this point. When she first started, she had that. And again, I think there's a worldliness to her. You look at her and there's something very knowing.
I don't really think about, here you are walking down the run. I mean, I think about lots of weird things, like, things that I have to remember, things that I have to do, and then if there's a cool song, then I get into that. If there's friends out there, I think about where are they sitting, maybe I can see them, It's very strange, though. I have found myself lately to be thinking about what is it I am doing. This is so strange. My job is right now to walk up and down this runway and show clothes, and that's great. I love all the designers. And I think the clothes is cool, but sometimes I just go, this is very odd. This is like a very strange position to be in. And how did that happen to me? Of all the kids in school, here I am doing this. Actually, doing quite well, I think.
Everyone's changing their hair color.
Hair color is a very big accessory.
It seems as if the models are saying color your hair a different shade every season and you'll be great.
I think that now more than ever, girls feel like they can change their hair color more and more, which is great. I mean, it's fun. There's a few girls that have, you know, made it popular. Linda, you know, everyone's changing their hair color.
You make such a statement with one hair color. I mean, it's very dangerous also for you. You feel like, oh my God, no, that's my hair color now, and nobody will recognize me anymore. But it's good. It feels good because I feel like new again, you know, like I'm newborn or a new model again, you know.
It's for yourself, really, to inspire yourself, just to inspire other people to do different work completely. I mean, you know, it's having different pictures and, you know, just seeing yourself in a different way.
Color is a great way to change your look and does, you know, bring color to your face.
It's funny to see the different colored clothing you get and the different style of clothing you get from a hair color, you know. And yeah, they love it. I mean, when I changed to black, everyone's like, well, black's great, we love the black. And now they're like, we love the red's great, it's even better. So, you know, they love it.
The color just makes me feel like I look like how I feel. The first day I went on castings with red hair, I cannot tell you how much it changed. I walked in and I was just like, you know I look how I want to look, so if you want to take pictures of me, that's fine. And if you don't, that's really okay too. I understand, everybody's got their taste.
Well, I've dyed my hair brown like 3 years ago, and I loved it, but nobody else did, so I'm back to blonde. But that's what is fun about fashion, is that it changes all the time.
I had to put some highlights in it for a job for Clairol, and then after I got used to it, I thought, I'll put a little bit more. And then the day before I came here, I put a little bit more. And actually, I've been in the sun too, so it kind of went a little bit blonder than I expected. But it's not anything that drastic.
I had a pink outfit for New Year's Eve, and so I wanted pink hair. And ever since then, I've been doing a lot of work, so I can't go back.
It was turned pink because I was kind of bored and needed color in my life.
It's just a wonderful, wonderful world of color these days.
I think hair color has gone so far. You know, a few years ago, people colored hair because of defects, when you had gray hair, and this is when you would begin to color your hair. Today, I think that people realize that hair color is fashion. It's a fashion accessory. You can update your look. You can create a look. You can go, you know, become the most chic, the most beautiful through hair color.
Winter doldrums on hold. We're headed to the Caribbean for a look at the season's new swimsuits with a little help from some sexy supermodels.
Well.
It's to the beautiful Isle of Mystique in the Grenadines that we have come.
Okay. Very nice. Great.
Photographer Anton Vergas is the man behind the lens, but rest assured, this is hard work.
It's not as glamorous as people think, just because we get up so early, and it's not like we go into beautiful locations and we get to actually enjoy it or see and work really long hours.
The truth is, we do have a great time, but it's a lot of hard work. The models are getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, before the sun rises. I'm in bed every night, I think, between 9:30 and 10 o'clock at night. When you get up every day so early, you're really, really tired at night, especially with the sun, too. It makes you really tired and looking in the sun all day. So I go to bed early.
As for the swimwear, their Miracle Bra swimsuit allows you to mix and match sizes for a perfect fit. And these days, swimwear is not just for swimming.
In the summer, swimwear is a definite part of my fashion wardrobe. I may, like, put on a swimsuit, tie a men's shirt, you know, put it on and leave it open and tie it around my waist with some jeans and some sandals, and it's like a look.
I wear the top and I put a little skirt or a sarong.
P.S. Here's a little secret. Letitia is this year's catalog cover girl. Well, that's it for this week's main floor. And don't forget...
Hey, can I ask you a couple questions? Okay, love her. Cindy Crawford in the house. Girl, how are you?
Oh, I'm trying to hide, but you found me.
No. Do you want to hear the weirdest thing? This is like a 360. You were the very first person that I interviewed when I was at Francesco Scavullo. It was my very first television show, and you were on it. I'm starting my own show again, and this is like the 5th show.
Oh my
and
God,
you're,
congratulations.
Thank you, and you're on it again.
Wow.
Now, what are you doing at John's?
I love John, and I love his clothes, and so I'm just here to support him and be part of it. And also, it's fun for me to, you know, at least make a little appearance in Fashion Week. So I'm doing John, and I'm doing Todd tomorrow.
He is the smartest designer that I've met. You know that. He's like a Harvard graduate.
Maybe John Bartlett?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. But I think he's also smart in terms of being a designer because especially when I think, you know, people are more cost aware now and people want to buy things that they actually can wear and get wear out of. And I love John's clothes because they're comfortable, they pack well, they're affordable. I mean, affordable, but more affordable than a lot of the people that we know.
Well, his clothes, there's a sense of elegance and timelessness, but yet there's that stylish edge, I guess.
Right. And you can mix them in different ways, and yeah, I just, and they're comfortable.
Well, that's pretty impressive for you to say, because you can basically have anything you want. I mean, really.
Yeah, but I don't want to wear, like, you know, you can't wear spiked heels and evening dresses all the time during the day, you know?
I do. Why not?
Okay, some people can. I myself choose not to. You know, and like this is John that I'm wearing today, and it's like totally comfortable, like stretchy pants, and you know, a cute little thing, but it's comfortable. So I'm like very happy.
You look great. What are you working on that we should know, that we should look out for you?
Yeah, I've been hosting later.
That's so great. Congratulations. What time?
It's on at 1:30 in the morning. It's
I'm in bed. I'll have to tape it.
Most people are in bed, except for like a couple stone college kids, but you know, they watch it, they like it.
No, I see you, and you're really funny on Bill Maher.
Oh,
all the time. You're always guesting.
Thanks, yeah, I was just on that.
That's a great show.
It's funny, yeah, I really like it. And I think people like going on it because they don't have to talk about themselves only. You know, you're really talking about issues that have nothing to do with you.
But you always have good comments to make. Sometimes people say really stupid things, but, you know, I mean, I do. But, no, you sounded very intelligent. I was like, wow, cool.
Oh, that'll make my dad happy.
Good. We love your dad. What's his name?
Dan.
Dan Crawford. Okay, you have a fabulous daughter. How's Stephen? Have you seen him lately?
I am seeing him on Thursday. Stephen Knoll.
We have the same hairdresser, and I said to him, this is like so sick. I said, do I look like Cindy? I mean, it's a joke, because I know I don't look like her, like in my dreams, I wish. But it was the funniest. I have to send you a copy.
It's great, isn't it?
I'll give him one to give to you.
Okay, I'm seeing him Thursday.
It's really ill. Okay, I'll drop one off. Thank you. Okay. We don't want to be...
If I am a role model, then that's fine with me. Hi, I'm Milia Jones. I'm a surfer model from Hawaii. I started surfing when I was probably before I could walk, I would think. My mom and my dad both surf, and I have 2 little brothers that surf, so I've always known how to surf. I started modeling probably when Surfing Magazine decided to use girl surfers for their swimsuit issue instead of regular models that just modeled, and it just all started from there. The shoot for Elle, we did it in Maui. Yeah, I never thought I'd be surfing in a Chanel suit, that's for sure. 98, okay. And the shape shoot was fun too. You know, you couldn't do anything sexy, you just had to be strong. This is Mademoiselle. That's the French magazine, and that's from the Surfing Magazine swimsuit issue. That's the same thing, just more of the Surfing Magazine thing. And we got the surfing, my favorite pictures, because I don't know, who else has those in their book, right? Pink Mafia is a company that I'm designing for. It's active sportswear for girls, or women, young ladies. It's got it's comfortable and it's young, and that equals sexy, so I think that's the main focus of the company. Girls are deciding that they want to actually go out in the water and surf, and not just sit on the beach and watch their boyfriends. And now, every single time I go out in the water, there's a girl out there, and it's great, because when I first started, there was nobody for me to look up to as a surfer and actually, you know, just hang out with the girls, and now there are, and that makes me happy to see. I'm in New York right now, but I realize there's no surf here in the Hudson River, so This is the next best thing at Chelsea Piers, which is supposed to be a really good sports center. Let's check it out. This place not only has an ice skating ring, they have 2 ice skating rings. So I want to go check out the league hockey. Woo! I want to play ice hockey. This is Blade's Pro Shop next to the ring. We're going to check out what the pros use. I want to try the hockey mask on. Watch out, little hockey league. Well, there's the driving range for the golfing. We're gonna go try and hit some golf balls. Let's go. And how do I hit a golf ball? Wow, it went really far. I hate golf.
Let's go get a lesson.
I'm ready to go downstairs. Okay, now that I've had my little lesson, I think I can hit the ball this time. Is this like on American Gladiators? This is the part where I die. I like it. Climbing walls are fun. I can't. Ah! As long as you have someone holding you at the bottom. Okay, so right now I'm in the exclusive sports club at this pier, and I heard that somewhere there's sand, so we're gonna go find it. This is a serious wall. Gonna dive in. I think this is the only sand in New York. Is it? Is this the cleanest sand in New York? It's the cleanest sand in New York. Yes, the future is wide open. I do want to travel a lot and just take my surfing as far as it'll go, you know, improve myself in that area and just keep doing Pink Mafia and, I mean, keep doing it. I just started it, right? So just see where that goes and just do my best at whatever comes next, I guess.
Coming up on Model TV, we follow Paulina Porizkova on a photo shoot.
Okay, let's go back to work. Hello, I am a model whose bag I have a coffee bag. It has made the difference in my life. It tells me how to do everything. It's really great, because without it, I really wouldn't know what to do. It tells me which movie projects to do, which ones to pass on.
What languages does it speak?
It speaks every language, same as me. And it's really invaluable. I mean, you know, smarter than I am. Actually, that's why people think I'm smart.
Because of your purse?
Because I have my talking purse. Well, I just finished a movie as of yesterday morning. And got on the plane, went to sleep, woke up and went to work. So I have been madly busy.
Is it the life of a model?
No, it's the life of an actress, thank you.
Mom.
Actress / model / mother / married to rock star. I think it's going to be a very fun campaign because it's it sort of has, you know, like a good sense of humor about it, and me reacting to my bag. My bag is smarter than I am, basically. Now, back. Tell me, what do you think I should do with the next shot? Oh, okay. All right, I'll try that. Thank you. So it's sort of right up my alley, something with a little bit of a sense of humor and a little different, a little out of the ordinary.
One of the reasons we chose Paulina was
because she represents the lifestyle today of American women. She's approachable. She's very human. She, in real life, really does struggle with balancing her life from traveling with her job to her 2.5-year-old son. And she's just so beautiful that I think women aspire to look like her and have her lifestyle. She's also not a kid. She's mature. And she represents the many lifestyles of a woman today. And that's why we chose her.
It's a great moment, I would say. Especially, I mean, she's so beautiful and it's so easy to work with. This is the first feeling I have. The immediate thing I can say is that how easy it is to work with such a beautiful person. I mean, beauty in the whole meanings that you can say.
Okay, let's go back to work.
When models
I can be a femme fatale, very, very sexy styled. I can look a little bit like a man. It's always depending what the designers want you to look like. I can be very ladylike, I think. I hope. I always prefer that destiny is deciding for me what my life is going to be. And a lot of people told me, since I'm 40 now, you're so skinny. They said it in a negative way. They said, oh, you're so skinny, you should become a model. And I always said, yeah, I don't want to try it myself. If somebody comes to me, then I do it. And somebody came, so I did it. Somebody in Berlin discovered me. I was in a cafe, and an ex-model, she asked me if I wanted to become a model. And that's the way I started. 1 week after I went to Paris.
Hi Nadia, how are you?
As long as you do, the more confident you get, because at the beginning you don't really walk natural because you're scared and you want to walk like you look at images on the TV and you try to walk like that, and at the end you find out it's not really working for yourself. So you just try to walk elegantly, the way you walk. And I think that looks always the best, not trying to walk like somebody else.
I'm supposed to look at women, huh? So I have to discover those things, and I always like the idea that I discovered it before the other people see it. Like in Nadia, I used it before everybody.
I have to say I love him very much because he speaks my language, so we have the same kind of sense of humor. And when I'm working with him, it's not just for the work with him, it's also because it's a pleasure to see him.
Nadia Auermann represents a type of a contemporary woman, like very idealized, and she is like a girl from the moon. She is so light, she's so transparent. She is, in fact, very intelligent and very modern.
I think a haircut is the easiest way to change your personality and to change not your personality. I mean, you stay the way you are, but the way you appeal to people. And also, when you look in the mirror and you have a certain hair color, it reflects on your behavior or on your feelings probably too. It's good. It feels good because I feel like new again. You know, like I'm newborn or a new model again, you know. Sometimes you just feel like you want to put some jogging pants on and be just a normal human being, you know. I think it's the same being an actress or being a singer or a musician. I mean, I think you have to like it to be in the limelight. Otherwise, you would go for something else.
Your agency gives you a lot of pointers.
What sets women apart? The style of girl that we have. We tend to take girls that are complete images. Does that answer your question? We're really big on an overall management. We're not just like an agency where a girl comes in and you just give her appointments and she goes and does whatever. I mean, from the hair color to how the hair is cut, to the book, to everything. We really are involved all the way.
I think that now the agencies work for the models more than the models working for the agency.
Your agency gives you a lot of pointers. A lot of it you learn from just observing through experience.
If you have a problem or you want to talk about what's going on in the business, they're there to talk to. It's nice to have people to talk to that are in the business. But yeah, I think, everyone really does look after each other.
I think, an agent's life is really a 24-hour day. You need to be there for advice. Sometimes it's silly advice. Sometimes it's important advice. I think an agent creates the direction for the person that you're looking after.
They understand your problems if you're tired, you've been traveling too much, or you've done too many shows, or, anything really. They're just there to understand.
I manage Elle Macpherson internationally, which in itself is pretty much a full-time job. Additionally, I do press and media on the larger girls in the agency, Kate Moss, Debbie Dietering, Carla Bruni.
We really only want to represent, I guess you would call stars. I mean, we're not interested in having a catalog division or, we want girls that are, stars, and there's a lot of work and management involved in that.
This agency probably is best known for being more directional in the girls that we present to fashion editors and to clients.
I think individuality is a real key part of what most of these girls have. The downside to this industry is there's not a lot of reality to it. It's a real kind of a lot of fluff and no substance. And we try to provide some sort of reality for these girls.
You need to be that well-rounded in this business to make a career as a model that's going places, or to perhaps become a supermodel.
Meet
Some girls feel embarrassed that they're paying someone to teach them.
This is the man who taught me how to walk.
I came up to Jay saying, Jay, I don't know what to do. I'm booked for these big shows. I don't know how to walk. I don't know what's going on. And he helped me. He took me in his apartment. We walked up and down and up and down until I got it right.
Being backstage, imitating girls, actually making fun of them. And then looking at a garment saying to myself, if I was wearing that, I would move it like this and make it come alive. Then I started giving advice to the girls. And that's how it kind of started.
We all had a little fun session one night at Claudia's place. Was it Claudia's? And we had a great time. We were laughing hysterically. We worked, but we didn't do. We laughed and worked.
We made just different improvements.
I watched him walk. It's just honesty.
And
it's good to have someone to be honest with you, because it's not like walking on the street, at least for me, because I'm very bouncy on the street,
uncontrolled.
Yeah.
He's very, very honest. He tells you exactly, he watches me in all the shows, and he tells me exactly what I did wrong, what I can do better, what I did right, and things like that.
And it was basically giving the girls confidence that they can do it, that you can walk. Feel good about yourself, feel comfortable in the clothing, and just keep your personality, which is really important. A lot of it is, for me, it's in the balls of my feet and in the hips that I don't have, and in the arms, and just moving. I mean, being natural and making it work.
The tips that I've given to Karen Mulder was just basically to clean up what she was doing at the end when she came out of return. And I've just given the other day like 10-minute advice to Brandy. It's just together. Don't throw it everywhere because it doesn't work. Linda's walk to me is basically very safe and very simple. Wear the garment, show it, get it over with. Paula Bruni reminds me of a frightened fawn. There's something very innocent about the way she looks. I remember meeting Valerie Jean on the Avenue George Cinq, and she was almost in tears because she was just canceled from Givenchy because she couldn't walk. And I brought into my little apartment that I had, teaching her how to be basically smooth and very simple. Dear old Patricia, willing to learn as much as she possibly can because she wants to please most of the designers. Claudia Mason, who is one of my favorites actually, and I had to break her out of the dancing habit from being a dancer.
All the girls that I've trained are good walkers. The enjoyment that I get is seeing the girls that I've worked with going down the runway and doing a good job of it. It's a good high.
We all love him very much and knows that he is our star, right?
Event, This has got to be the biggest fashion show in the U.S.
Billed as one of the hottest events, the supermodel-studded Victoria's Secret show always creates a media frenzy and attracts celebrities. Model Ryan Locke uncovers some of the backstage secrets.
What's your preference for that? What am I doing? I'm here to enjoy the show. I found any ticket I could to get in here and watch you guys walk down the runway. I really appreciate your work, actually. That's why I came.
I've seen you before.
Yeah, I've been around the corner a couple times. I'm Ryan.
Heidi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So are you nervous for the show?
I'm always nervous. Are you never nervous when you do a fashion show?
Maybe a little. The good ones.
I always get nervous. Always.
Especially when you're wearing Victoria's Secrets, right? All right, well, how do you feel about her job and her walking down the runway and how, everybody's going to be ogling at your wife? She's beautiful and she's in sexy clothes.
How do I feel about it? I feel like I'm a lucky man, I would say.
Let me tell you, you are a lucky man. Yeah. So do you have a lot of Victoria's Secret at home that you wear with your boyfriend?
I have lingerie. I love lingerie. There's some Victoria's Secret. There's lots of pieces.
All right, so this is the big anticipated, waited for show, Victoria's Secrets. Do you get more nervous doing this show than the other shows?
Probably yes, because you know, the other shows you do them, you have clothes on. Now you're like basically, you know.
Exactly. That's why it's the most anticipated show. The show's about to start. The girls are in changing, so let's wrap up and go watch this thing, huh?
The theme for the fashion show this year is fantasy and myth, so it's all very light and ethereal and airy.
I thought the production was amazing and the clothing was great.
I saw some beautiful things. I was like, wow, I come home to that, I'd be a very happy guy.
Today, see.
Virtually irresistible. New Rouge Virtual from L'Oreal. Pure color for your lips that's virtually weightless. So pure, so weightless, you'll want to wear it all day. New Rouge Virtual from L'Oreal Paris, because you're worth it.
Sears, John.
Welcome back. Since appearing on this 1993 cover of Sports Illustrated, our
yeah, baby!
Our next guest has been, well, in high demand. She has lit up countless runways and appeared in worldwide publications as the face of Elizabeth Arden, Revlon, and now Almay Beauty Products. She is also an actress, and she is now proving that beauty is more than skin deep as spokeswoman for UNICEF. Would you please give a nice welcome to Vendela?
Yeah. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Now you're Swedish, right?
Yes, I am, but that looks pretty good. That
this
ice
is
cream
for you.
This
is for you.
Do you like ice cream?
I do.
Have you ever had a fat boy?
I never had a fat boy, I guess, but I have. That sounded really bad.
Let me start over. Okay. Have you ever had one of these ice cream sandwiches? It's called a fat boy.
It looks really good.
Yeah,
it looks really good. In fact, you know what I'll do?
Whoa!
I'll bring this with me for my little girl because she would love it.
Yeah, how old is she?
Yeah,
your
she's
little girl?
16 months and she loves vanilla.
What is her name?
So, Julia.
Julia.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes, yeah.
So you have one child?
I have one baby, yeah.
Is it fun? Is it easy to travel with her? Is it crazy?
Actually, it's, you know, brought a whole new, like, perspective to life, basically, traveling with her. You know, like, for example, coming out here, she's like walking up and down the aisle for hours and hours and hours. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't really need to buy a seat to come out here because I don't have to, I'm not sitting at all. So it's totally
so she's
different.
roaming the aisles.
Oh,
yeah.
Have you ever heard of a car seat? You know, you buy them a ticket and you lock them in.
She just, you know, she's been walking since she was 11 months and she's like all over the place and she loves to run and say hello to people and, you know, eat fat boys, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Right? The reason I asked if you're Swedish is because remember we performed
Yeah.
Vi är mycket glada att vara här i Sverige.
Och nu vill vi presentera oss.
Incredible.
You like that?
That's all we know. We have no idea what we said.
Very, very good. I'm going to put this down.
We'll say that for
Yeah.
you. We'll say that for you.
Can you speak anything in Swedish?
If I can speak Swedish, sure, but you probably don't want me to, just in case I said something really bad.
Oh,
right?
just say. We wouldn't know the difference.
Okay.
After what I said, you can say anything you want.
Jag tycker det är jättekul att vara här på eran show, Donny and Marie.
On a show that you mean you're talking about being on the
Yes.
show?
She just said something in Swedish.
Yes,
I know,
I
she
did
just-
say something.
but I'm saying,
I said, I'm really excited to be here on your show,
Give it to
Donny
me
and
one more
Marie.
time.
Jag tycker det är jättekul att vara här idag på eran show, Donny and Marie.
Yeah.
Man, I love Sweden. I love Sweden. You know what I love about it too? Remember the drink? There's a great drink over there called Zingo.
Zingo.
Right.
I love
I
you.
heard you were talking about that. I've
Yes.
actually never had Zingo, but yeah, maybe.
Now, you have to tell me, okay, you have a new daughter that's 16
Yes.
months old. I heard that you met your husband in a really interesting way.
Yeah, actually it was very romantic. I was, you know, 15 and I was working my first job selling ice cream. Fat boy.
That's why
See, we're back to the fat boy. I sold
Really?
ice cream, yeah. I sold ice cream and he would come to the store and buy ice cream every single day, you know. And we kind of had a crush on each other and, you know, and then years went by and then about 4 years ago we met again and that was on the same place. And we got married and now we have a little
that's
baby.
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
On each other.
You know what, Judy? Will you tell us your involvement with UNICEF, which is so admirable.
Thank you very much. I know that you also do a lot with children,
Yes.
which is wonderful. I've been involved with UNICEF for quite a few years, and I just came back from Bolivia, actually. I was there basically looking at safe motherhood, and now that I've become a mother, it's even more important to me that I know that I can go into a hospital and I can be pregnant and I can have a baby, and I know that that baby and myself are going to be safe and healthy.
Is that a big problem in Bolivia?
It's a huge problem. A lot of women die for absolutely silly reasons for dying for having a baby. So
now, I know it's very emotional. I know one of the things that we were talking about too was that you went, one of your first experiences was to go into a hospital and watch a mother hold her little boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah,
heard about this.
And didn't he pass away in her arms?
yeah, he actually, it was at the diarrhea hospital in
Where?
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh,
In
okay.
Bangladesh, yeah. They were actually really, really proud of this hospital. It's called the diarrhea hospital, which...
Kind of an unusual name for a hospital.
Yeah, it is.
That's one of the major things that happen to them when their little bodies can't
well, what happens is
function
you don't
anymore.
die from diarrhea, but you die from dehydration.
Right,
And
right.
the ORS, which is the oral salt that you mix with water, and it's salt and water.
Saline?
Yeah, and to drink, you know, and that was developed actually in Bangladesh.
Oh, really?
So,
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Now,
but it was really awful to know that this woman could have saved her son if she had known to come either to give him something to drink on her way to the hospital.
Just
or,
simple
you know,
things
just
like that. They don't
knowledge.
realize, huh?
Yeah, it was really
are you enjoying it?
devastating.
Now, how long have you been involved with them?
I guess it's about four years
4
now.
years
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's really, really fantastic.
It's got to make you feel good when you're involved in something like
It
that.
does. I mean, you know, it really brings things into a whole different light.
Well, especially here, you look
know,
at your life and you're on the
yeah,
cover
I
of all
know.
these magazines,
It's,
and we're all blessed to be mothers and to
Yeah.
have children and things like that, and then to do that. Now, if you want any information on UNICEF, you can pick up their website, which is UNICEF, www.unicef.org.
No, let me correct you here. It's www.unicefusa.org.
Excuse me, thank you.
UNICEFUSA.org. Vendela, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back right after this. Thank you. Now, don't forget to...
Next, John Seda goes from homicide.
We have reached that part of the show where a touch of class is called for.
Uh-oh.
And what could be classier than a look at Victoria's newest secret?
So, let's join models Heidi Klum, Leticia Casta, and Adriana Lima as they shoot a commercial for the latest in lingerie, Stretch Cotton.
Well, here we are on Long Island, and this is the Knoll House. It's a beautiful house, very rich, where the rich and famous are. Beautiful big gardens and statues everywhere.
What is great about this house, the architecture, it's fantastic. And it's nice garden, and yeah, I really enjoy to walk here. I feel like it's a photographer over there. I feel nobody else is there. I don't know. Comfortable, you know.
They give you a little bit of a concept, what is it all about? And this time it's all about stretch. You know, you buy cotton underwear and after a while it gets kind of baggy in the butt area especially. And, you know, this cotton has stretch in it. So we are supposed to be a little bit stretchier too in our movements.
Victoria's Secret adds a new dimension to cotton lingerie. Stretch. Stretch cotton lingerie. This too is Victoria's Secret.
Not one of those women has bagged a butt in her life. Victoria's Secret cinematographer is Philippe Rousselot, who won an Academy Award for his work on A River Runs Through It.
From all of us at E! News Daily.
Victoria's Secret adds a new dimension to cotton lingerie. Stretch. Stretch cotton lingerie. This too is Victoria's Secret.
Hey there, Tom.
Volleyball champ Gabrielle Reece is serving up smiles instead of spikes these days. The 6'3" sports star is having a ball playing herself in a new episode of HBO's award-winning sports comedy, Arliss. Greg Agnew visits the set.
Arliss, what are you, crazy? Me in Playboy?
Volleyball legend Gabrielle Reece gets the offer of a lifetime in a new episode of HBO's sports agent comedy, Arliss. In the episode, Arliss Michaels' basketball clients are on strike, so he turns his attention to Reece.
Gabrielle Reece, the spiking supermodel of the sand.
I'm looking for other methods of revenue, and so I just vote more to, as they say, exploiting the female clients. So we ask Gabrielle Reece if she wants to pose for a men's magazine.
But let me ask you something. Would you ask one of your male clients to do something like this?
Pose for Playboy?
So it looks like fun. You get to intimidate someone. You get to tower over her and force your way upon her.
Yeah, they wrote it into my 4-line script that I had to bring heels and, you know, be in a bad mood before I arrived. So.
In real life, the 29-year-old says she'd probably handle the situation differently from the comedic script.
I think I would laugh more at the idea of doing Playboy than I would be getting angry at it, but today it calls for me getting a little bit more uptight about it, so.
And you're not taking me seriously.
So you've done reality TV, you do sports, you've done a sitcom now. So if you had to choose some sort of new career in the future, would this be it? Have you been bitten by the bug?
You know, I really like reality-based television. And only, I mean, to be honest, I think we all like to put ourselves in situations that we think that we can do that well. And the joke is about me acting is because of my height, it's a natural, it's just kind of, you know, on TV it's a little, or, you know, it's sort of freaky, you know.
The freaky episode of Arliss airs July 11th. On the set in Glendale, California, I'm Greg Agnew for
To unveil their new But these days, model couples have been making the news. Meet one that recently tied the knot. From the beginning, it was all in the family for models Keith Mallows and Jackie Volker.
Our brothers are best friends, and one night Keith was picking up my brother to go to church.
And I walked in and she had this dough. It was right before Thanksgiving. She had this dough, cookie dough all over her hands, and her hair was up in a bun, and I thought she was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. So now I married her.
It was December 9th, and it was, you know, not so big, but it was really nice, and it was in California. And
we have 110 people.
About 110 people.
Oh, there's this great story. We were up at the altar. The priest was in the middle of the ceremony. Everything was going great. And you hear flashes going off in the background. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the ceremony, I didn't know what was going to happen because it's the first time I've ever done it. Hope definitely the last.
The last time. Last time.
But anyway, he goes, pardon me, no cameras in the sanctuary of God and all this. And we come to find out, Alex Lundquist, this guy over here, is taking pictures. You know, I'm surprised. See, he's like a tourist. He's from Sweden. He's like a tourist. He sets a camera everywhere we go. All right, picture time, picture time.
It was the most beautiful thing ever. I was crying.
Being in this business, we're really supportive of each other, so it's, you know, it's great to have a home together here in New York, and And it's been working out really well. We've never been happier.
There's nothing stronger than love, and these guys are really in love, and they're the most beautiful couple, so I'm sure we'll do really fine.
We're building our marriage together first.
We're young, really young, so we have a lot of time. We're just gonna grow together and work and enjoy life.
No, the editor maybe has an idea of what she wants it to look like, but in the end, when you get here in the morning and you talk to your hair people and your makeup people and you kind of tell them what your idea is and how you see it, 90% of the time that's what you do, but they might have another idea. So you're always open. A good editor is always open to everyone's suggestions.
Starts for me with a call to my agent, with Glamour calling to say, we think Stuart is right for this story.
I like this whole thing in a dark mood. Beautiful. Great. Hang on. That's right here.
We have to think about who is right for hair and makeup, which model, and kind of piecing it together like a jigsaw puzzle.
It's nice when you get, again, a kind of a vision together and a communication to where you're just making pretty pictures, and that's what doing hair for pictures is all about. It's just the bottom line is the pictures.
Yeah, right.
Magdalena just happened to be in town. She lives in Paris, and she just happened to be in town, so we kind of got lucky, and that's how we got Magdalena. And I love the way she looks because I love the dark hair, and I kind of like the brunette rather than a blonde for this story because of all the pastels.
We're shooting for Glamour, very nice story, a fashion story with casual clothes. I started really being a model, like working in full-time a year ago in September '94. And I started in Paris, I did my tests, and step by step. And right now I'm here and I quite like it.
Since the clothes were pastel and kind of soft, I thought I'd focus in on one very strong color, which was the lips, because everything else is very muted. So I focused on that, and especially the shape of her lips, which can handle a strong color, and she's so beautiful.
They showed me her book, and I flipped out. I've seen pictures of her, but not a lot, and just thought she was beautiful, and I'm happy to have her. She's been great.
She's got such nice hair to do just about anything with.
The hair and makeup part of the shoot is an important one for me because I'll just kind of hook my head in, or when the model comes out for a break to have a cup of coffee, I can chat a bit and see what she's like when she's relaxed and being herself. And I'm always looking for those little gestures and what their expression's like that way.
You always bring more clothes in case something doesn't fit her. When I come here, I kind of have an idea of what shoe I want to do with what outfit, or whether I want to use a handbag or a hat. But, until you put it on her, you don't really know. So you bring a lot of stuff.
I'm trying to think how many we did with them, but we kind of did them all with and without a hat, didn't we?
We did what?
With and without a hat.
we've gotten some really beautiful pictures, and Magdalena has really just settled into it nicely. And it always takes that. You start off, and it takes a minute for everyone to kind of get into their groove, and it's been a nice day.
You are cool. This is not nice. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Well, we're doing a cover for Glamour today, so I'm getting my makeup done. I'm gonna have my hair done and get ready for the shoot.
It's our first cover try for January. Sometimes we get it the first time, sometimes it takes many, many times to get a cover, but she's a pretty sure bet for cover. She's been on many of our covers very successfully, so we have good hopes for today's shoot.
A little bit late, but for the best.
Yesterday I arrived from Paris. I've just been traveling a lot lately. I mean, I've just been all over the place. London, Rome, Monaco, Paris. And my jet lag is only kicking in today. That's why I'm not really awake yet. I will be. Well, Marie-José, I've known her since, like 5 years. This is not, more? No, 5. So I know exactly, she knows my face and I know what kind of makeup she does and I really like it, so there's no problem.
Karen is a perfect canvas, I would say, for a makeup artist. She's what we all dream of. Good bones, beautiful skin, and she can wear nearly no makeup or a lot of makeup, and she's beautiful in all styles. So it's really fun to do her, and she's a lovely person.
It's all true.
Being a cover, you don't want the makeup to be overtaking from the rest, overpowering. So hopefully it will be perfect, and hopefully it'll sell millions and millions of copies.
Well, I've blow dried it straight, and now I'm giving it the flattening iron to make it more sleek and modern looking, I guess. And then I'll be finishing off the hair just to clean up the ends and make it ready to be shot.
Today we're doing a cover, I believe, for January for Glamour, which is one of the top magazines in the US. And we're shooting a very pretty girl who is a big star. Who usually you never miss because she's so professional and pretty that it's a guaranteed cover.
Love this part. No, sorry. Oh, I hate body makeup. I hate body makeup. It's just the most disgusting thing. And afterwards, you go into your bath. You've got like this layer of, makeup all over you. You go in the bath and it's brown. It's awful. It's horrible. It looks very nice. I like this belt. It's a very...
We need a pin.
Because there's nothing worse than putting on a pair of pants and having them, be too small. That's awful.
Does that ever happen?
Well, then you go, was this Kate Moss? Or when something's really big. Who was wearing that in the show?
Jolly good. Look at this smile.
Sorry about that.
When you shoot covers, you really need to be able to give emotion through the eye because basically there is no body language. You need a lot of experience to be able to do that, like give you like the intensity, the emotion for a fraction of a second. And these girls like Karen, who've been working for years, they give you that right away. So. You know, it's one of these days that are easy for me. It's gonna be a piece of cake.
Today is a great feeling. We've got great hair and makeup. We've got a gorgeous girl, Karen, who's, you know, she knows what it takes to make the cover. I mean, she's gorgeous and she knows how to project, and so I think today yeah, I have a good feeling about today.
All right, thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
The diva Shalom is ready. Look, Shalom.
It's kind of hard to critique, and you know, the hardest thing is to step back and critique yourself. I hope you can critique yourself. I hope I'm bringing an image along that I've worked creating the past 4 years.
I'm from a city outside of Toronto called Oshawa. And I started just by accident, actually. I was in Toronto at a concert, The Cure, and a talent scout approached me and asked me if I was a model or if I was interested in it. And I didn't take it seriously at first. I thought it was like one of those, come on baby, I'll take you back to my place and make you famous, you know. But here I am, it just kind of happened really quickly. Surprise, surprise for me. My name, well, my parents were really cool, and I guess they were like hippies, I guess you could say. Shalom means peace be with you. I think it's something really beautiful, you know. It's more than just a name. It's a wish that they had for me to go in peace. You go from being just an average normal person to all of a sudden having like a superstar status, and you know, you always have to look beautiful, and you always have to worry about what you're doing and what you're saying and who's who and what's what, and it's really confusing at first, but got it all figured out now, I hope.
Shalom, the diva Shalom is ready. Look, Shalom.
Before I go down the runway, I just listen to the music and I get into the music, and then when I'm out there, usually if I'm thinking about one thing, it's not to blink too much. That's about it. But I don't usually look around and look for faces because you get sidetracked and distracted. I just concentrate about going down and coming back.
I got to go to Coco Chanel's apartment, and it's been untouched since she was alive. So it's a shrine of sorts, and it was really incredible to be there. It was like walking through doors of history. The energy there was so incredible that I couldn't help but make a fabulous picture.
The best thing is the people that I've met. I've met some really great friends and some really interesting people.
She's great. She's a very sweet person. She's a great attitude, a good personality, and you know, she's very down to earth.
I'd say like I have a classic face with a bit of a twist, and I have a really thin silhouette, so they love to accentuate that with long, thin things. And I also have a bit of romantic side to me. A certain elegance, but you know, also with youth as well, you know. I
think that's my charm. And I love to laugh. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's all a mystery right now to me.
He's a genius. He's the best hairdresser, that's why. He's a sweet guy.
It all kind of works, long, straight, curl, everything works these days. The 90s are just now starting to kind of go together, and so it's just a mixture of everything. And the idea, I mean, with the products and with wigs and everything that's available these days, a woman can have anything she wants. If she's black, she can have long blonde hair. There's no limits, which is very exciting, I think. But color is very big nowadays because of the fact that I think the 90s it's all about artificial. So color is a great way to change your look and does, you know, bring color to your face. Wigs are tricky. I use them all the time in editorial, and I think the trick with wigs is that the woman has to feel very confident. Fake bangs, extra hair on top, colored wigs. I mean, they're fun. Always a basic haircut. I mean, that's the most important thing. And then you just add, it's like accessories, it's like bracelets. You can have a wiglet that you put on when you put your hair up. You can have fake bangs when you want to wear bangs. You can, you know, or you can have a full wig when you want to change the whole look. It's funny, I used to hate all that stuff, barrettes and bows and all that, and they work now. They just add more. I love barrettes, I love anything. You can put anything in the hair, flowers, anything. For runway, I always exaggerate because it's on the runway. They're very, you know, they're sort of small, and it's a statement, so you can go a little further on the runway. The clothes inspire me somewhat. The designers sort of give me an idea of what, you know, their inspiration is, and then I take it from there. The first couple of models usually take me a little bit longer until I figure it out. Once I get it going, I can spend 5 to 8 minutes per girl. My assistants prepare the texture and prepare, you know, whatever it is that we're doing. 8 minutes I can get them into the look. If they don't feel their hair works, it's tough. Whereas if you give them hair they love, they come out looking, you know, much more confident. The fact that I try to break rules and not, you know, I'm not like so set in my ways, and that I change, and that I think that blonde and black go well together in the hair, and it's, I think that's the one thing that's different about me, that I don't have any limits.
Okay, Georgina, baby. Into the camera.
Georgina is just so radiantly beautiful. She just glows when she walks down the runway, and you can't take your eyes off of her. She just looks amazing.
Georgina is one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen, and she transcends. I mean, she goes from being this beautiful, wholesome girl to this really strong editorial figure.
I'm
very proud to see what she has achieved. And coming from South Africa, I really wasn't aware the extent of her success, really. I knew she'd done well, but she'd been very modest about everything.
I won a modeling competition when I was like 14, and that kind of like headed me in the direction of modeling, but I didn't start modeling then. I just decided 2.5, 3 years ago that I'd go to New York and try it out. When I was like 12, I knew all about politics and this and that, because you have to be aware when you live in South Africa. You have to be very aware of what's going on. I lived a very protected life there because the people are quite, they're just quite on edge all the time, because there's always like the threat of some kind of a revolution, which I think definitely does need to happen, because I don't agree with the political situation there at all. So I learned a lot, and I think that's useful in this career, because I think a lot of girls come into it very young and they haven't really learned just basic things about dealing with other people and different cultures. I used to be terrible at walking though, because I remember when I first started modeling, going on castings for the shows, and they'd be like, you have to learn how to walk. I work with Mario Testino, and he's pretty funny. He'll he'll copy all the girls' walk, or he'll do like he does my walk, and he's like, "Don't you think it would be much more fabulous if you did this?" Or
well, I think she's the perfect example of a girl that can look incredibly chic and at the same time sexy, and at the same time a girl of today.
It's very nice for me that I have Gucci, because it's a prestigious thing in the industry. It's sexy, but it's strong, and it's this and it's that, and it's quite a difficult image to like stand up to, especially when I'm only 21, so I'm not a strong woman, because I still have things to learn. I mean, I am in some ways, but I still have a lot to learn.
We're working with Georgina today to do a cover for British Vogue with the photographer Regan Cameron.
She's been on one cover of Vogue before and it did really well, sales and all that, so they want to try and get another one of Georgina.
I like to work with people. I know that's why it's great working with everybody here, because they're all friends as well.
She's sort of like a modern, glamorous girl. The glamour sort of girls are back a little bit, and that's why she seems to work well at the moment.
She's very classic, but I still think she has that kind of rawness about her, and that's what I think makes her really modern.
It's also great to work with people that you know can give you the right combination to have a successful cover.
Once in a while, I'll leave a shoot and I'll think, oh wow, it went really well, and then, I'll see the pictures and I won't be so happy. But usually you have a pretty good feeling at the end of the day as to like how everything's going. I love it, of course, because it's a lot of attention, and I think everybody wants to, be liked and have people around them. It's not all about being a supermodel, it's about being somebody who's got a job and who's, trying to do something.
From igloos in the winter to glaciers in the summer, Cindy Crawford chooses Crans-Montana, Switzerland for the perfect photo shoot. We meet up with Cindy as she braves the chilly alpine air and a throng of paparazzi for the Omega Watch ad campaign.
I think they just wanted to create some excitement around it, and here we are near some beautiful mountains, so we went up on the gondola, and they had built a platform, and they had a Swiss photographer taking pictures of me kind of on this plexiglass platform, but surrounded by, you know, the Swiss Alps.
As the spokesperson for Omega, she pairs jeweled watches with leather pants, then bedazzles the camera in a form-fitting black dress.
I thought it was going to be cold, and I was just wearing an evening dress, but there's still that adrenaline, you know, when you're doing your thing, so I didn't really feel the cold.
While modeling may be Cindy's forte, when she heads down from the glacier and onto the golf course, it's an entirely different scenario.
Golfing is one of those really frustrating things, though, because the ball is teeny, the hole that it goes in is teeny, and it's really far away, and you know, it's you can be off by your swing can be off by a fraction, and it's, you know, just blows everything.
At least she has husband Randy Gerber by her side for advice and support. Although Cindy may not love what she's doing, she sure looks great doing it. Cindy can perfect her golf swing some other day. Right now, it's time for me to sample some of this delicious Swiss chocolate. And you know what?
I don't think it's a question of being a star or a starlet.
This Italian scout came through Oklahoma and came to Tulsa, and he found me. And I didn't have any pictures, and I was going to school. And I don't know, it just kind of tumbled from there.
I don't think it's a question of being a star or a starlet or anything like that and thinking you're better than anyone else. I just think as a person, I've accomplished what I set out to do, and there's still a lot of other things I want to do.
What do you attribute your success to as a model?
I guess the images I've put out, the photographers and stylists I've worked with in makeup and hair, that's definitely a big part of it.
What is it like to be a role model?
I think it can be a very tough thing, and it can be a great thing if you can use it to help people and to do good things. If, you know, it can be difficult in the same sense because you know you have a responsibility, and I think it's most important to be yourself because, you know, I do things that are just like everybody else, and I do make mistakes. So I think that's important too to show people. It's just some making a balance in between the two.
This is the beginning of a whole new look for Elizabeth Arden, a whole new direction, attitude.
And for me, it represents, like, I guess, a whole new era and an accomplishment and a challenge because I'm going to be, you know, working with these people pretty much for the next few years, trying to figure out new ways to approach the market and to sell products.
Elizabeth Arden has always stood for elegance, classic style, sophistication, but we needed to be more modern. And by choosing Amber Valletta, we have taken our classic elegance and given it a wonderful modern feeling and twist.
We're trying to have a very sophisticated, upscale, fun, contemporary, modern look, reflecting the whole excitement of New York and the feeling and emotion of the most fabulous street in the world.
We work all Fifth Avenue, different locations, to show the spirit of Fifth Avenue, the chic of Fifth Avenue.
We're trying to tell a story about a kind of a woman and how she lives, how she feels, how she reacts to different things.
I'm thinking about a whole market and a whole spirit of a woman, and that's very difficult. That's why at the end of each day I'm so like, and I'm falling asleep at lunch.
She's a woman. To me, she's not a model. She's a personality. Sometimes she can look like she looks like an actress. She's very a lot of emotion.
Patrick's amazing. It's amazing to work with, and he just brings life and enjoyment to all the shoots.
Thank you, man. She loves working. It's very nice to work with somebody who enjoys taking pictures, and she's very good for movie too. She's very good for commercial.
really is a personal accomplishment. You know, I could say I'm 22. I've got, you know, my own show with my best friend on MTV. I've got an Elizabeth Arden contract. I've got a house that I own in New York City. There's so much more to do. I mean, life is just is great big, and there's so much more to do. I mean, these are just accomplishments in the industry that I'm in, you know. I'd like to go back to college and teach and, you know, have a family. There's so much more to be done, you know. It's not like this is the end. This is just the beginning.
Kylie Bax knocks me out.
She's great. Gorgeous face. Great to work with.
I already feel that she knows what to do.
I think she's a great professional and she's very ambitious. She wants to be a great model, who she is. And that's what it takes. It takes drive and, you know, and I think she's great looking.
Miss Carly, is a beautiful girl, so I love to work with her.
Yeah, she's brilliant. Yeah, I can't say anything more, you know, she's brilliant.
My name is Kylie Bax. I've been in New York since May last year, and I'm from New Zealand, and I'm with women. Yay! And I'm going to tell you all about it. Sweet. It's hectic during the shows. We're crazy. It's really good fun. It's a vibe. It's an energy that it's just great because it's the energy that it surrounds everybody. It surrounds the show. For my shots that I take, it's really important for me to feel the clothes that I'm wearing. It just depends on the actual feeling of the situation that we're in, what country I'm in, who I'm dressed with, and the whole situation. Also, that sometimes when you go on print jobs, you have the editors like, okay, we want this, we want that, this is the situation. It also depends on the photographer, even right down to the weather. It's basically that. That's for me. So, here we are at Studio 5 at Industria, and you're going to see me and Luomo Vogue and Paolo Roversi at work. So come on and have a look. So we're inside right now. My hair is done, and I'm going to show you exactly how that happened. It's very interesting. It makes actually my hair look all white. At the moment it looks a bit bitsy, but it's beautiful. It's an Oliver Twist story, so we're going to look very poetic and beautiful at the same time. So it's sort of theatrical, yet holding that mystery, and there is realism in it as well. So there's a story behind that. And the hair is just like, tomorrow I'm going blonde, so this is an experiment for me.
Julian Dees and Paolo Roversi and Moira Mulholland. Kylie Bax.
And me.
Kylie Bax, can't do better than that.
It's exciting. It's my first cover go, especially with Paolo Roversi. It's something special. It's one thing to do a cover, but another thing to work with Paolo is incredible. So I'm really happy and excited.
A good model for me is somebody is open and they can give me a lot of things, and I take a lot of things. I give a lot. It's like really exchange, you know. It's like,
what does Kylie offer in that exchange?
Her beauty, her sensibility, her sensuality, her femininity.
Everybody wants Kylie right now. I mean, Stephen had her booked, so Stephen had her half a day, then I had her half a day, then Walter Chin has her for a quarter of the day or for 2 hours. I mean, how many, you were booked and double booked. I mean, Kylie was on a shoot today and she came back just to do this, to do the last picture.
I feel like I've got 100 friends, and you really have got 100 friends. When you finish the day's work, they're all your friends, and they'll see you on the street and they'll go, hi, how are you? And you strike up a conversation like that, and it's like one big family. I think this modelling industry for me is like one big family. We're all friends. I haven't got any enemies, I can say that. I haven't got any enemies. it's just like one big family. Support each other, be with each other, and that's what you need. To get away from the modelling world, I like to go back to New Zealand and spend time with my horses. We breed race horses, and my foal at home is missing me terribly, and I miss her terribly too. I think it's great fun.
Model aspiring, any tips on how to get started?
I would say that just go into the agencies around, take a good look at the agency that you want to be with. If you want to be with a small agency, if you want to be with a large agency, take, of course, a good look at the agencies who are doing really well. But no, basically make sure that your skin looks great, that you feel great, and just go on in there with confidence and just say, hey, I want to be a model. Do you think I've got what it takes? And that's what you have to do.
What advice? For one, we're not all anorexic. Don't lose weight. Because we've had some, I know lately they've had some problems with that. And I think more than anything, just be yourself and enjoy it and enjoy life. Try to find some peace and some happiness, and don't take this business so seriously, because it's really not. We're all laughing, so everybody should be laughing at it too.
After making it big in the international fashion arena, Debbie Dietering became a mom, and with it brought a new career.
So I started in 1990, just after I got out of high school. I was discovered at a career day at school. The first place I went was Japan, and then I lived in Paris for 3 years, and then I moved here. I don't call myself a New Yorker, though, but I do call New York home. You go to work and, you know, it's a job, so you do get really caught up in it. And you are traveling all the time, you're tired all the time, and, you know, the only people you meet are fashion people.
Debbie's now the owner of a children's vintage clothing store in New York.
Well, I think it's just me, you know, from being in this job so long, it's just who I've become. I didn't want to do anything really directly related to fashion. Little O, the name. His name's Orion, my son. He's 3 years old. His godfather calls him Little O. In Oregon, we have great thrift stores. So I would go there and get him like the coolest Superman t-shirts and little bell-bottom cords. And I thought there's really a market for this. I think we're the only one in New York who does vintage children. We get a lot of East Village funky kids who have children, and then Europeans, Japanese, anyone who really likes fashion, I think, and wants something different. Yeah.
This is beautiful. You know the price of this?
This is $22.
Okay, I'll take that one because I like that dress.
This is one of my favorites. It's 80s, Atari, silver. Billy the Kid made some really great clothes. A lot of the stuff we look for is Billy the Kid. The little kid stuff goes much quicker, and the leather jackets, like a lot of them come from Paris. The small leather jackets, they stay in the store for like a day. This is a little 50s, 40s, 50s piece, matching hat. So over here we have some snowsuits. This one's really cool. Looks like it's never been worn. Lady was in here saying that this is the Austin Powers jacket for a 4-year-old. It's hard to pick just one. I love pants like this. This is really what I wore when I was a kid. This is the strawberry shortcake dress. It's really sweet. This is my son, Orion. We did this little ad campaign for the store, and our slogan is, put your kids in what your mother never let you wear. I just love being a mom. It's changed my career a lot. I mean, now I have a reason to go to work every day, and I still really enjoy modeling, but it's so nice to have that kid to come home to. I go home every night and I get the biggest hug.
End of today's Megan Douglas, the international face of 1992, who's still in demand today.
Hey, I'm from Vienna, Virginia. I'm 22. I just had my birthday, and we're here in Milan. I really grew up overseas, and I came back like when I think was 9 years old, and went to elementary school there, finished off in high school, and then left for Paris. You should have seen me when I grew up. Now, I wasn't a really cute kid. I guess my parents thought I was cute, but I think I've gotten better.
Meghan's name was on everyone's lips in 1992.
Now, Meghan's wonderful.
Meghan's incredible.
She's been in most of our shows. It's not a new love, but she looks better than ever.
When we first found her a couple of years, I guess about a year and a half ago, we thought she's absolutely great. Can be exotic as well as classic, but also great fun.
Whatever you do to her, you can do big hair. It looks very modern.
She's sort of clean-cut, sexy. It's a rare blend.
And it's Meghan's unique blend that's kept her working throughout the 90s. With a constantly evolving look, Meghan was more than just a fleeting fashion fancy.
First time I saw it, I was like, that's not me. I can't believe it. No, but it's nice. I mean, it's a different person each time. You portray someone. It's like a dream, You're like this one person one day, and you feel like someone else the next day, and you're yourself because you have to put yourself into it. But, what you are at home is really different than what you are in the magazines most of the time, but at least I am. And it's nice. I mean, seeing pictures of yourself is always nice if you look good.
Meghan was equally successful on the runway.
What am I thinking about? I hope they like me. No, I guess so. No, I don't know what I'm thinking about. I sort of daze off because I used to have this fear of like lots of people in a room, and I'd be like, and I clammed up and stuff. But no, now I'm getting better at it. I'm comfortable. I'm just walking out there showing the clothes, trying, to sell it. It is a little bit glamorous. And you see people and you're like, so-and-so's in the crowd. Did you see Tina Turner? No. But, I think it's more like the pictures. I'm going to show my grandkids. That's what Grandma used to look like, It's tough work. I think you need a strong head. You get a lot of rejection. You get a lot of people accepting you. And you have a lot of people telling you you're beautiful and gorgeous. You just have to know who you are. And if you know who you are, you're all set. Because, beauty is what's inside, and finally outside goes, and you have to be stuck with what's inside. You have to like who you are. I do like this job. I mean, I think if you're unhappy with something, change to something else. I know the money's really good in this job and everything else, but if you're not happy, it's not worth it. Life's too short.
Franco Ferré staged his 20th anniversary collection in his grand new palazzo, headquarters of the Ferré Empire. Ferré pulled out all stops for his spring collection. His models paraded down the runway in everything from sculptured looks to tough chic to over-the-top glam.
It's my look at the future. It's my look at the romance, and my look on even on the aggressive way, to be a feminine way.
I love this show. I think Mr. Ferré is a perfectionist in what he does, and he seems to know about leather. What seems to be his speciality is in leather.
Ferré launched his career in architecture before turning to fashion design. His architectural beginnings are not only evident in his clothes.
The shoes are very, very high, so I guess you could consider yourself like a skyscraper when you walk down the runway or something. They're so high I can barely walk.
He's a very exciting designer. He's got a tremendous level of taste, and he puts on a great fashion show.
The fashion scene can be a turbulent ocean for young models. In a sea of pretty faces, it's sometimes hard for a girl to make waves. But she knows she's arrived when she's got a big fish like Karl Lagerfeld in her corner.
Who's the girl of the moment for you?
David, this tiny little number. I mean, she is incredible. She is a killer.
At the tender age of 17, Devon has truly come into her own in the world of high fashion. The German, British, and Japanese heritage have given this American-grown beauty that multi-ethnic flair so prized by today's top designers.
From Givenchy to Chanel to Mugler, does each show bring out something different in you?
I think, of course, when the clothes are different, you have a different feeling, and you try to project, you know, certain vibes when you go out there.
Fashion File first spotted this style starlet at Jeremy Scott a year and a half ago when she opened the show. Since then, she's been popping up on runways all over Paris. What's been the biggest stress for this overnight success?
Probably like getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But I'm trying, you know, right now I'm trying to balance school and work, and that's probably the hardest thing for me right now. Because I have so many other commitments and commitments here that it's sort of, I try to balance them out, but you know, at time to time, there's like, it's kind of hard to do both and to do well at both of them, and, you know, to actually keep my focus.
While being immersed in an industry as unpredictable as fashion might intimidate many young models, Devon has had little trouble adjusting. Something she can thank her 8 siblings for.
You know, it's really great having so many brothers and sisters because you experience so much with them. And, you know, it's like you grow up with all these, having so much experience because you're always surrounded by, you know, older people and younger people. And it's really nice, diverse.
Devon's attitude towards the future is simple.
I'm happy with everything that's going now, and you know, I think if things continue as they are, I'll be happy, and if they don't, then, you know, better yet, because, you know, I think if things are meant to work out, that they will, and if they're not, then, you know, then they're not, basically.
First appearances can be deceiving. Here at Andrew Grove's, the beauty parlor gives way to freak show as London's latest fashion rebel prepares to shock. Cocaine Nights was the title of this collection, and the white powder catwalk was a provocative start to the show.
I think Andrew Groves, for example, tries a little too hard to be controversial, you know, instead of really concentrating on producing great clothes, because you can see by the clothes he does make that he knows what he's doing. But he just tries a little too hard to shock. But you have to excuse him because he's young. How else is he going to get attention, you know?
A lot of color and a lot of glam zest, I thought, on the catwalk.
I wanted to show women as women, at the very best, you know, with beautiful makeup, beautiful hair, return to that. I mean, my inspiration, as far as other designers goes, was looking back to people like Oscar de la Renta or Yves Gauche, Yves Saint Laurent.
Andrew Groves is drawn to extremes of behavior, and in this collection he was preoccupied with morality and immorality, the good and the bad.
Well, I wanted to start the show with this very blank canvas. That you thought you know this woman and what she's about. Very simple dress, very simple makeups. And as it progresses, you see her through the day. At the end, you understand the woman underneath.
Are you conscious of filling the sort of bad boy role that every fashion capital needs to have filled?
It's like people only sort of get het up about me because so many designers show things that are, you know, really quite boring. I always think a show should be a show. You know, selling collection, fine, beautiful dresses, but if people have travelled halfway around the world to see what might be their 70th show, give them a show.
New York claimed pole position on the fashion calendar this season, and I rather hoped that would mean a new dynamism on 7th Avenue. But instead, just about everybody played it pretty safe. Energy and expectation was running high throughout the fashion crowd this past February, as New York kicked off the show season for the first time ever. That energy seemed to be missing from the runways.
It's been a very quiet week, and watching New York go first, I kind of felt like I need some spark and some dazzle. I think it's what's missing more than what's emerged. I feel like there's a lot of flamboyancy or spirit that isn't here yet.
If designers weren't flamboyant, they were definitely focused. This season's schedule change gave them 3 fewer months than usual to finish their collection.
Actually working on the panic is great because you have to be extremely focused on what you are doing. There is no time for error, and you know, you cannot make 120 pieces and then discard and only show 60. You make 60 and you show 60, you know.
Showing first this season seemed to set off a wave of patriotism among designers. American Glamour was easily the week's #1 trend.
That other kind of American glamour, not the movie star Hollywood American glamour, but the rugged individual American glamour.
Showing in New York, I want to be able to show more of an American sensibility, like sort of American icons, like buffalo plaids, blankets with like army blanket striping. But more and more, I want the clothes to be accessible and have a feeling of this country, whatever that is.
To me, it's not about Hopalong Cassidy, but why not Americana? One of the most enduring sort of iconic things is the cowboy. You want to take all of the good things of that and lose everything that's hokey, because no one wants to wear a costume.
As these are the first collections of the year 2000, a few designers looked to the future for inspiration. Technology was a major theme at DKNY and Say New York, while Helmut Lang's collection was an homage to the American space program. But for all the futurism on the runways, everyone seemed a little bugged by the millennium.
As long as you don't ask me about the millennium.
I think that because it's, 2000 is a round number, I think people want to apply all sorts of meanings to it. I think it's just, another part of history.
The thing that's most interesting to me, looking at the collections for fall, are clothes that make you look like a normal person, really. With a fashion sense, yes, but there's nothing that makes you look like a freak. We're going to be sort of slipping into the millennium in things like chunky turtlenecks and leather pants, which are not exactly revolutionary, but they're sexy, and, I think people will look good wearing them.
In New York for Fashion File, I'm Tim Blanks, contributing editor of Fashion magazine.
He's a veteran.
Yasmeen Ghouri is going to be signing autographs.
I was discovered in Montreal walking down the street. A hairdresser stopped me and he sent me to an agency, and that was history. It just kind of happened, so it's kind of very foreign to me in a way to you know, want to do this that badly, but it's great. I do feel like a seasoned veteran.
Yasmeen has very definite ideas, and Yasmeen's very easy to work with because she's so exciting and she's really involved in the her day-to-day career.
The only thing I can always think of to say is just to be yourself and not to forget who you are, not like get caught up in the people around you and the circumstances. It's really important. The guys come up and say, yeah, I saw that picture you did. I'm like, what are you doing looking at it? Did you buy it at least? Yeah, it's intimidating. You know that people are looking at you, your body parts, checking you out. The guys are checking you out, the girls are, you know, criticizing. So it's like, you know how it is. In the beginning, people would look at my book upside down and, you know, really were not interested in the first, you know, year. And then it worked out after that. But it's not easy in the beginning, definitely. Hair and makeup, I mean, obviously we look for the best people around because it's so important. Without them, we're not anything.
A mannequin is designed and produced depending on what is happening at that particular moment in fashion or in life. Right now, we're working on a fashion model named Yasmeen Ghouri.
I sat there for 2 hours for 2 days, and he just kind of stared at me, not to stare straight ahead, and that's it. I love to do normal things. I want a sense of being normal. I love to read. I like to play backgammon. I like to go blading. I'm learning golf. I love golf. I'm a real nerd. I have tunnel vision. When I'm not working, I kind of like have either sunglasses on or I just try and, I don't know, just stay focused to what I want. And I really want to, you know, live life normally. People always ask us the same questions, and I always want to see, you know, I mean, what's it like to be a top model? What are your beauty tips? And I think people should see, you know, the people that we are, not just the outside.
Tell me, what is it like to be a Victoria's Secret model? Here we are backstage, and don't you wish you were me? This is Victoria's Secret's show at the Plaza Hotel. As you can see, or maybe not just yet, there are tons of beautiful women here, and every guy wants to be here. I've seen crowds outside the size of Nebraska, so let's take a sneak look. So here is one of the lovely models in the show, and your name is?
Natane.
Beautiful lady. I know her personally. Who would you most want to wear these clothes for? You can say me. It's okay. They won't get offended.
Well, of course, I would only want to wear them for Jason Fideli.
We're speaking with Karen Mulder, fashion model extraordinaire. Okay, now tell us, what do your parents think about you walking down the runway in sexy, skimpy lingerie?
Well, my parents live in Holland, so they're not actually, it's not exactly in their face, but the other day my dad said, oh, it's too bad that they don't put these commercials out in Holland.
Who would you like to wear these clothes for? For yourself or for your boyfriend, perhaps? Or?
First for myself, I think, to feel good and maybe if I'm in love for someone. Let's see.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Letitia. Bye-bye. I've managed to pull Astrid aside and harangue her about the show. Astrid, tell me, What is it like to be a Victoria's Secret model?
It's beautiful, sexy. Everybody wants to look at you, I guess.
I want to look at you. I'm gonna harangue Annie Morton because she's a fun one. Who do you most want to wear these clothes for?
I guess for my boyfriend, yeah. I wouldn't really walk around myself and look at myself in lingerie.
So, Stephanie, do you really have boxes and boxes of this stuff in your house?
I'd like to have more. I'm always asking for more. I love beautiful nightgowns and beautiful lingerie.
It feels good.
It does. It feels great at night to put on a nice nightgown and wash your face and get into bed, and you feel feminine.
Stay tuned. Victoria's Secret would like to announce that Body by Victoria is back. Body by Victoria, the world's best seamless lingerie, is now even better. Victoria's Secret's Body by Victoria. All you'll see is curves.
You recognize that?
I just miss the comfort of home, really.
You spend a lot of time out of the country or away from home. What's the one thing you miss most?
My husband.
The beach.
My bed.
My boyfriend.
The fresh hair. My own pillows.
My bathtub.
My cat, my horses, my sheep, my cows. My dad and my dog. So I want to go home.
I have 2 kids, and that's what I miss most.
I miss food. I'm from Puerto Rico, so I like rice and beans and fish, and it's very difficult to get all over the world.
And do you ever bring your family with you? Ever travel with them?
Yeah, my dad and my younger sister are coming to New York this season. And next season, I'll bring my mom to London and my dad to Paris.
I brought my mother to the couture shows, and I think my brother might come up for the shows in New York.
Last spring, we went to Virginia with Bruce Weber, and he invited the children. It was great.
And what's the one thing from home that you always travel with? What do you bring with you?
My toothbrush and enough underwear.
Incense and my aromatherapy stuff and tons of clothes.
My mom, she gave me a little stone to protect me while I'm traveling always, you know, it's always on my back. To be honest, I have a teddy bear that I take everywhere with me. I've always had it since I was a kid. No spray, believe it or not. I bring cigarettes, Parliaments, because they don't sell them here. This little kitty cat that's really floppy, and my boyfriend gave it to me. So I cuddle it when I go to sleep.
I always travel with incense, candles, and little angel figurines, things that make my room feel more comfortable.
And always music and little Sony speakers to hook up. My journal and different books that I want to read and photos.
And a computer.
I always bring a candle with me, or I'll buy one, so I have nice light.
I just miss the comfort of home, really. I mean, there's not much more you could say about it. It's the simple pleasures, really.
But it's great when you're young.
I just hope nobody recognizes me under my makeup. I did a fashion show in in Kansas City, and agents from all over came and watched and wanted me to come to New York. At this time I was 14. And then I went to New York and kind of visited them, but I was really young and wasn't prepared to do it at that point. So I went home and was a kid and started again when I was almost 18. Well, I hung out with pretty much all guys, so being in this industry has kind of helped me feed it. I mean, also getting older, but kind of growing to my feminine side a little bit more. There was actually something I wore in London that was I didn't do a fitting for it first, and it was quite sexy and not a lot there. And that was a bit more difficult because it was like really showing, like, you know. But the other, like the sheer things are a bit easier because it's just the woman's body underneath a fabric. I just hope nobody recognized me under my makeup. Last season was really tough because it was like all of a sudden everything banged. I did Jill Sanders, and that was with David Sims, and we shot it in South Carolina on the beach. It was very kind of rough edge type. I liked it a lot. And then there was Gucci, which Gucci's kind of Gucci, and that was with Mario Testino and Carolyn Murphy and Ling, and that was real fun. And then there was Krizia with Paolo Reversi, and he's just an amazing photographer on its own. Name it, and I've done it probably. I did, You Caught Me at Miu Miu, and I did Prada, and I don't even know at the moment, really. I wouldn't be able to name a list. Yeah. I was going till 2 in the morning every night in Milan. I mean, Paris is a bit more relaxed and a bit calmer and more organized. Start around 8 or 9, and then go until about 8 or 9 at night. I mean, it's a job when it comes down to it. It's not a popularity contest, you know. After the shows, I'm staying here for another week, and I'll be shooting some editorial for like Vogue and Harper's. We're shooting all the clothes from the shows that have been happening for the past 2 weeks. It's for Harper's Bazaar with Patrick Demarchelier. You may not have a part in what you're wearing or what you look, you know, what you're made up into be, but you kind of carry it from there.
She's really interesting looking. She's pretty, but she's not cute pretty. She has a lot of character.
Angela's kind of an old soul, really, somewhere, because she's just a really cool girl. I absolutely adore her, so I'm really happy that she could do our shooting. But unfortunately, she's so busy, we could only get her for one day.
I could work my whole life away, you know, I could be 25 and my career be over and not have anything to look back on, except for a bunch of fashion pictures.
Favorite dessert?
Nine years is a long time in a model's life. That's how long 27-year-old New Yorker Michelle Hicks has been in business. The secret of her success? Let's listen in on the first interview Fashion File did with her 7 years ago.
I've been defined because I'm very thin like in the waist, in the hips and the bust that I'm a waif, but I don't know, it hasn't been a universal thing, like it's not like she's the waif, you know? So I don't know how you would define me, but I have been called that, you know, a number of times, so I guess I fit into that category too. But I hope I'm more versatile than that, I fit into more categories than that.
Well, history has proven Michelle right. Her strong sense of self, combined with the times, has kept her on top of the model pack. Michelle, and how would you say the designer's appetite for girls has changed?
I don't know exactly how their taste for models has changed because now there are so many different types. But I think what's happened in the last couple of seasons, we live in seasons, not years, is that you see a variety now. You know, you see from one extreme to the other, and everything's quite acceptable. So,
but this season, I think it's very distinct. There's a very distinctively pretty look emerging.
Yeah, well, that's the key word for the season. Beautiful, pretty women. That's what they want.
But you see, you do that very well. You do the sophisticated, but you do the pretty girl very well too.
Girl, yeah, I kind of have that young-looking quality, I guess.
22-year-old model Frankie Rader is the small-town Wisconsin girl who ruled the catwalks of Milan.
Milan's always so crazy. It's like, it's the craziest of all the places. Once I'm here, I really enjoy it. Like, once I'm doing the show, I love it. It's different every time, you know, because the clothes are different, the hair and makeup's different, the music's different, you know. Before I started modeling, I worked in the cornfields for like 3 years in the summers. We like detasseled corn, but I don't think I'd still be doing that. I might be a supervisor now. I just came home before the shows, which is really good because it grounds you, you know. I went home, saw my friends, you know, went driving around, went walking in the cornfields and saw my family. It's good to do before you come here and go through all of this. Because you see where you come from, you see the reality of life. It's my job and, you know, it's good, but it's not, you know, this isn't reality, you know. You know, all these clothes and the hair.